The Silent Destruction. The Sonic Spectre. This is Banshee. The Sonic Warframe. Banshee's sound waves hinder enemies and hides her actions. Her abilities focus on light crowd control, weapon enhancements, and some amount of assistance with stealth. Banshee's passive makes any weapons she or her pet and sentinel use completely silent, making her useful for exterminate and spy missions. Otherwise, this passive isn't the best. You don't really need to be quiet in a lot of the missions that are in this game. Palm striking the air in front of her, Banshee unleashes a Sonic Boom. Sonic Boom deals impact damage to enemies struck. Enemies hit by Sonic Boom are ragdolled and fall over, unable to act for a few seconds. Sonic Boom can be a very good way to free up some space for Banshee if enemies are getting too close. Sonar sends out a sonar to detect enemy weak points and marks them for Banshee and her allies. Enemies take enhanced damage when struck at these points. Banshee can cast this ability multiple times to cover more and more of the target in weak spots, allowing her to essentially make an enemy's entire body a weak spot. If the weak spot is on top of a body part that takes enhanced damage, like the head already, it stacks to deal increased damage to the already increased damage. Sonar can be a very useful way to enhance both Banshee and her allies' damage outputs. Silence causes nearby enemies to have a more difficult time responding to threats. Banshee and her allies will have all their weapons silenced for the duration of the effect, and enemies will take longer to respond to attacks. Additionally, silence will prevent enemies from using certain abilities. For instance, a Leech Xmas will not be able to steal your health while under Silence's effects. Unleashing the full power of sound itself, Banshee sends out shockwaves into the ground with Soundquake, staggering enemies for the duration and dealing blast damage. Soundquake drains energy for the duration of the ability, however it can be cancelled at any time by reactivating the ability. One thing to keep in mind is that Banshee is vulnerable during the animation, so be very careful while using it stationary. At rank 30, Banshee has 370 HP, 370 shields, 105 armor, and 175 energy. She has a Madurai Aura slot, and 2 Madurai polarities. Banshee Prime has an additional 30 armor, 40 energy, and an additional Neramon polarity. Banshee and all her parts can be acquired from the Tenno Lab in the dojo for a total of 80,000 credits. Now let's see her in action one last time. Be silent as the night, Tenno.